And g'day everybody. Saturday afternoon here in Australia. We're all in some sort of voluntary isolation because of this virus, so what better to do with ourselves than to do some flying. I'll explain. And we're currently at Broome Airport, Western Australia, and it's spelled B-O-O-M-E. ICAO code is Yankee Bravo Romeo Mike, and we're going to be flying up to Darwin, Northern Territory of Australia. ICAO code is Yankee Papa Delta November. It's about a 1.5 hour flight, so looking at probably about just over 2 hours from start to finish. Qantas aircraft, it's a Zibo, latest update. The airport is freeware, downloadable from the org store. You can spend some money if you like and pay Orbix, who'll give you one of their renditions of Broome. Quite frankly, I've never bothered to buy it because Broome is one of those places in Australia where you don't really fly into all that much. It's more for people who on the eastern states who want to go to a place that's where they can get away from it all, and then travel a bit further north along the coast, what they call the Kimberley coast. It's pretty well rugged country, crocodiles, good fishing, Aboriginal settlements. It's a real Australian bush. The funny thing about this airport is I notice that we've got an Air Berlin here, and over here we've got Delta, and I think over there's US Airlines. Now none of those airlines fly here to Australia, but obviously someone put them in as static aircraft. Just a quick look outside and up in the air. Now unfortunately I did download an auto tile for this, but it's not particularly good. And if you look over here to the south, you can see there's a tile over there, and if we swing up to the north, there's another tile over there. Now I downloaded both those tiles expecting there to be an overlap here, but I don't think it's worked because those houses don't look particularly good at all. But anyway, it is what it is. Single runway. It'll take most small, medium-sized jetliners and probably some wide bodies as well. That some of the tourists do come in from overseas. Just one thing here, out there you see is the Indian Ocean, and Broome was known many years ago as a pearling centre, and out in this bay area here, there would have been absolutely hundreds of Japanese pearl luggers, and they'd go out and dive for pearls. The industry collapsed when someone worked out how to make cultured pearls. It was a very dangerous occupation, and in fact I believe actually I have seen it, the Broome cemetery is full of a lot of Japanese guys, sailors who died pearling, more than likely from the bends. Another little bit of trivia information: it was raided by the Japanese during World War II, and this area out here, I think it was, used to be where the flying boats, Catalinas, used to be at anchor, and during one raid I think the Japanese destroyed a couple of those. But there was only 1 or 2 raids ever carried out during the war. It's a pretty isolated place. Okay, let's get back to business. You can see we've got our ground crew there, but I suppose I'd better go inside and open up some doors so they can do their thing. I might have to turn up the sound internally here. Okay, let's get our ground services, our GPU organised. That can go on. Start our alignment. 6 minutes. Go back over here and I'll organise the doors. Okay, here we go. We've got forward entry, need to open it. The service, aft entry, no, not the aft entry, the aft service, forward, aft cargo. And go back here to home and we'll put down the air stairs. So everything should be looking a bit better there. Of course, there's no air bridge at any air bridges at all at Broome. Reference airport, GPS situation on there, route, and that's to Y Yankee Papa Delta November. Okay, we've got a company route off Simbrief. Flight number is going to be a Qantas number, which will be Quebec Foxtrot Alpha 200. We'll activate that. Per minute. Bring that over just a touch. Now, about Simbrief has given us some details, but before we do that, of course, got to go over and start looking at our fuel situation. Payload, okay. Payload according to Simbrief. Oh, that's right, I've got to go and do that somewhere else. Fuel first. Block fuel is in pounds 2,0,1,4,1. Okay. Payload total, I think, goes in here now. And again, care of Simbrief 30200. Enter that. 0 fuel rate is 125243. Simbrief is 124983, which I am going to leave. Takeoff weight 144884. Simbrief 144644. Quite happy with that. Alright, so seeing we know what our fuel required is, go home, ground services, start to load the fuel up, look outside, and we should see should see somebody there. No, Geo's normally there. Wonder what happened there. Let's go back and double check that. Call the fuel truck. Okay, something's not quite right. Oh, it's already loaded. Well, that was quick. Wonder what happened. All right, let's go back down here. So if we just push this, it's all done. Reserves are going to be 2. Cost index is 79. And our cruising height's going to be 370. And our cruising height wind is going to be 074. So 004. And we're going to be at minus 49 Celsius. 10,000 is our transition altitude for Australia. And we're going to derate today. We're going to try a 45 derate. Only 97% reduction. Probably because it's hot outside, is it already? 33 degrees. I'll keep going. Flaps 5. Center of gravity and trim. Trim is 450. Captain Reynolds, g'day. Thanks for dropping in. Okay, Q&H, not Q&H, V speeds are there, 138, 140, 146. Yeah, I better start seeing whether I can load things. Okay, that's our cargo loading up. Let's get back to this. Okay, our departure, right, let's go and have a look at Avitab Airport, Yankee, Bravo, Romeo, Mike. Q&H is 1013, winds are from 170 at 6 knots. Okay, we'll put in our Q&H straight away. That's it, it's already done. Our wind direction is from 170 at 6 knots. Let's just have a look at the runway. I'm just writing this down. Okay, here we go. So 170 is going to be that way. Yep. Up that way, which means probably a runway 10 would be the way to go. There's a bit of a taxi job there. It looks like if we do that, we're going to have to go across cross the runway there, and unless we backtrack all the way, it might be the way to go. Otherwise it's crossover, run along Foxtrot to Foxtrot 2. May as well backtrack. Okay, let's look at the departures. There's no SID, it's just straight out, I think. There we are. Yep. Line up and out to Casino. Let's have a look at our legs first. Broome, we don't want to be going to the Broome VOR. We need to be going to Sino straight away, so let's just get rid of that. Insufficient field, rubbish. I don't believe that. Let's go departure. And it was going to be 10. Yep, that's why that came up. There's going to be sufficient fuel. I mean, I've got a centre tank in there. What we might do too at the moment, let's stop these guys and get some passengers on board. Good day, Captain Rico. Thanks for dropping in at least and saying hello. Saturday afternoon in Australia. We're confined inside, so it's flight sim time. I think that's pretty right. What I'll do is just go through the modes. That's all the way up to Darwin, and we'll wait to see what the wind direction is there before we decide on a star. I don't need to do anything more here at all.
Guys, the wheel's on board.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's get our passengers seated. We'll turn this.
Captain has turned the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt.
Watching the Invisible Man.
Now leave the gate until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Okay, that's got everybody in. All right, we'll get the APU up and running. And we'll have the packs on for the moment. Your damper can come on. Everything else is good there. Ground services. When the APU is up and running, we can turn that. We can get rid of that. I think also what we could probably do now is start to close everything up. Forward entry, close that one. Close everything up. Then we go to home, we go to ground services, and we bring up the air stairs. And we can tell all these guys, ground handling, they can go. Yeah, Captain Rico, there's been a lot of Invisible Man movies made, and in most cases they're good guys. I think, what was his name, that comedian? Chevy Chase did one. But from what I understand, the Invisible Man in this one's a bit of a baddie. Alright, all our ground handling guys are moving off. Now some of those buses have no idea where they're going. I'll wait till these fellows pull out. Okay, what I might do is clear them out of the way altogether and get rid of them. Back inside, we should have our APU is right to go. $37. Okie dokie, that didn't come up to APU. Nothing else needs to come on just yet. Anti-collision light, yeah. Gonna call for pushback. But first off, let's look outside and make sure whether we know where we're going. Yeah, so if I was to go across here and down there, it's no different from backtracking all the way up. So we'll backtrack. We'll go out here, turn left. Looks like I've already got an old one set in there. That's what we want actually.
Ground to cockpit, sure you we got your plan there. Give me a call through the menu when you're ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready. Well, not quite, but
Ground to cockpit, toast driving up right now.
we've got to get all our MCP, our flight directors on. We've got our V-speed in there. We'll go up to 10. Runway heading, we'll probably need that. It's 103 degrees. Oh, wrong one.
Alright, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release the parking brake when you're ready. Alright, starting the pushback and you may spool them. Clear to start engines.
Spooling up bend 2. $25. One thing I didn't do, old habits.
Alright mate, operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Yep, I will in a minute. Just hold your horses.
Alright mate, disconnecting toes, stand by.
.9. Looks right now.
Toes disconnected, bypass pin, yeah, it's removed. I'll give you a thumbs up on the right and catch you next time. Have a safe flight.
Let's check our controls, shall we? Forward, back, left, right. Looking good. Check our pedals. And we're just about ready to rock and roll. Okay, we turn some of these on up. Put that one can go over to continuous. Otherwise everything's right here. How about we start the clock? G'day Charlie, thanks for dropping in. Just thought I'd just do a little bit of a flight in Australia for a while. Been spending a lot of time flying around other places in the world, so I thought about time I flew somewhere here. And we're going to backtrack Broome Airport runway
approaching 28. On runway 28, flaps, flaps.
What do you mean? Oh, didn't I do my flaps? I didn't. Thank you, lady. Did it shut down? I think I messed that up, Charlie. Thanks for that. What am I doing? So we've got the APU on, so I'll try and start it up with that one again. I didn't flick over to the engine buses. That's what's happened. Now we're going. We'll get that up and running properly now. Yeah, I messed that up. Okay, let's go and do this properly. Might just put the handbrake on there for a minute. Silly me. Now we can turn this fellow over and get these ones up and running. This one off, this one off, this one onto auto. I think that's better. That would have been fun, Charlie, wouldn't it? 1 inch single engine takeoff. Geo, thanks for dropping in. I'm in a different part of the world to normally where you fly. And we're just doing a back track down to runway 10 for a flight up to Darwin. That would have been good, Geo. Yeah, it was about a couple of hours, 1.5 hour flight time, but about 2 hours by the time start up and taxi. I'm not on VATSIM at the moment because my frame rate's at 30 at the moment, but and they looks like they're pretty constant. But a lot of times it drops down to 20 and just underneath. Yeah, I hope I've got enough room down here to turn around. Let's have a look. Oh, yep.
One 100 remaining.
Flight attendant Spirit for takeoff, please.
On runway 10.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Oh, my pedals still aren't quite right for this aircraft. Anyway, let's hit that up. Okay, togue up. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Check.
V1, rotate.
Certainly.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Hand flyer for a little while.
400.
Check.
$1,000.
Now you can see one of the ortho tiles there now. Oh gee, levelling off. Got to keep your eye on the ball. Yep, may as well get flaps all the way up. Let's go. Oh. Oh, what you doing? Okay, I heard you. That's not a good sound, is it? I don't know why it did that on me. Flaps all the way up. Yeah, what's going on? Should be turning right. Should be going to CIN for some reason. LNAV's on. Control. I think probably I've got it on control wheel steering. She's speeding up. Okay, let's just take over. Just do an alt hold for the minute till I sort this out. Know why we're not flying. Got LNAV on. I control with the steering. All right. Yeah, should have gone in there and switched over a few things.
1,000 to go.
What I might do is, what's she doing on me? Speeding up again? Set on 250. What should our course speed see on it? 075. She'll change over, will she? Finding it hard to read that MCP. Okay, so we're got our command, our autopilot back on. We're on altitude hold. I'm going to go back on a course using the heading. We've set our speed at 250. The command is working okay. Let's try LNAV. So LNAV looks like it's working alright. Let's climb up vertical speed. It's been about 1200. Let's pop our speed up a bit. Seems to be behaving itself now a bit. I don't know what did that on me. Let's turn down that sound a bit. Hopefully it's going to get back on course. And let's see if we can try our VNAV now. That's fixed the problem. Let's go up to our cruising height. And our standard barrow is the same, so no problems there. Let's just go around, make sure the aircraft's all cleaned up nicely. 10,000, we can turn off all these landing lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for your own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any unexpected turbulence. We have an excellent team on board today, and we are all happy to offer you any assistance you may require throughout the flight. Our in-flight entertainment has begun.
That's better. All we've got to do is come back on track here. I think that's the end of that ortho tile down there. Yeah, what you see down there is pretty typical of that part of the country. Dry desert, not a lot of vegetation, and not here exactly, but not far away. You have huge deposits of iron ore. You can see the difference in the tile there. Default, I suppose, it's a big difference. And what have I got frames yet? 26, 27. You know, if everything's back to normal, we should do a turn now to get back on track. Any minute now. Fuel. See, I used up some fuel then. Oh, okay. So have I got enough to get up to Darwin? I think I should. There we go, we're coming back on track. That's good. Okay, let's see how far we got to go and how long. I'm only showing top of climb in 71. Got 576 nautical miles to Darwin. Might have a look and see what the A cars are there. Okay, here we go. We've got 08 080, and that's at 9 knots. That's all right. They've got a QNH 1012. A few clouds at 4. Outside temperature is 33 at Darwin with dew point 20. Yeah, looks like it's pretty good weather up there. I think what I might do, I might just fire up active sky. But what I'll do is I might move it. Okay. Okie dokie dokie doke. Let's put our flight plan in. Let's put our map in. Lock it to the aircraft. It's looking pretty clear. Even up at Darwin's not too bad, although it can get very wet up there. There's a few things around here and there. I'll lock it again. Let's have a look at our briefing. Go down and have a look here. Expected weather conditions. Does that agree? It's pretty close to what I got from ACARS. It's 07 degrees instead of 80 degrees, 80 degrees, and the wind speed 08 knots, and I got 09 knots. QNH 1011 as opposed to 1012. So I'll stick to active sky. I'll have a look. It's it fiddles a little bit with my frame rates, but it's not too bad. Yeah, see, it's maybe 1 or 2 frames it grabs. Yeah, still got a way to go to top of climb. G'day Alberto, how are you? Thanks for dropping in. And I hope all of you guys are coping okay with this business that's going on with the world. I know I feel a bit stupid running around with a pair of latex gloves on my hand. I don't use a face mask because, I don't know, it seems that there's a lot of people out there that says it doesn't really help, so just trying to keep our distance from people and wiping down shopping trolleys and things. Yeah, I just got an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. I don't know why it started to do that. Yeah, my OBS is showing red. No idea why it just suddenly decided to do that. Do I need to switch off some programs? I don't know. I wonder whether it's a YouTube problem. Yeah, because OBS is showing 30 frames per second, so only using two, oh, there goes the CPU up a bit, but still not. Oh, it's only 3.3% of the CPU. I'll have a look and see what they say more of your YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain. Oh, okay. Sorry guys if it starts to stagger a bit. Now it's sort of trying to get back on track a bit now. Yeah, the OBS is fluttering between red, is that orange, and green. Actually, we were warned by our service provider that because of this coronavirus thing and a lot of people remaining home, everybody's online and they're starting to take up a lot of the bandwidth. So they did warn us that we could see some sort of downgrading in our internet. Might be a good idea if I just check to see whether the flight configuration, whether it's it is, it's matching real world conditions. Well, that means that active sky should be depicting the real weather. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Captain Bird, are you saying basically the same thing's happening there with you guys? I suppose that's to be expected with everybody sitting at home, sitting on the internet, and I believe there's going to be a lot of people who are going to take their work home with them from companies and solicitors, lawyers and bankers, and they're all going to be doing their work from home, so surely that's going to have some large effect on the internet as a whole. looks like we're at our cruising level, so go back here and have a look now. Yeah, 384 miles, nautical miles to top of descent. I might as well keep myself busy. And there we go, Darwin. There's 2 runways. That's that weather, but it doesn't agree at all with active skies, so I think I might ignore that. And while I'm here, I'm going to close the door. Let's see what they've got to offer. Yeah, Captain Berto, much the same thing here. Some of our major grocery, not shopping centres, but big suppliers, I suppose, like you got Costco over there, I believe, and Walmart and all those places. Well, the major shopping chains over here, what they are now suggesting that they're going to implicate is, well, for starters, they've got security people now standing in some of the aisles, particularly with toilet paper and paper toweling, because of the stupid hoarding that's gone on, which quite frankly just boggles my mind. But they've got both police and security people standing by, making sure that people only get 2 of anything. But the other thing that they're implementing is, as you push your trolley around, you're supposed to stay the length of a trolley away from everybody else. And we went shopping earlier today, and quite frankly, nobody was taking any notice of it. The other thing that they're wanting to do is, as you go and line up to the checkouts, they're going to put tape on the floor at is it 1 metre or 2 metre? No, 1 metre distances. So what happens is you go into the checkout, someone's in front of you, you've got to stay on the line, keep back from them. I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, they've got to do everything that they can possibly do. The big places we go into, just before you collect your trolley to go inside, they have these big dispensers. They've always had them, but you can see people use them a lot more now, where you just go up and pull a couple of these soaked tissues, if you want to call them. You pull them down, rip them off, and then wipe the handle of the trolley. And the idea, of course, is you're wiping all the germs away. Yeah, the other thing too, why people are crazy, all of a sudden they've shifted. Well, they're still going for toilet paper. The last week I haven't seen a shelf with any toilet paper on it. They're empty. It doesn't matter where you go. And the next thing that's been happening is that people have been going crazy with milk. You know, instead of over here we have 2 litre cartons of milk. So they're grabbing half a dozen cartons of milk. You know, unless they've got a deep freeze or something like that, you know. They've just suddenly zeroed in on that. The other thing is pasta and rice. You can't find pasta or rice anywhere. So I can picture some of these houses that people live in. If you go into their garage, they might have bloody toilet paper stacked up to the roof. I'm sorry, but I can't get my head around that. And the suppliers here in Australia say, we've got enough toilet paper to supply 5 times the population of the country. And we're producing it 24 hours a day. But still, people just want to grab it. Yeah, it's a strange world. Anyway, if you keep concentrating on the news and everything, it's going to drive us nuts. Just got to ignore it for a few hours at a time if you can. So, here's Darwin. There's your runway 29, runway 11, and 18 and 36 are smaller runways. I think they're more for GA. What you see down here though, they're all those, they're not revetments. I forget who was the other day. Black Knight mentioned what they are. This is where our Air Force have all our F-18s, Super Hornets, parked up. Because Darwin is the largest airport at the north of Australia, so we tend to look to the north for any trouble if it's going to come. So yeah, that's RAAF base there. I'm pretty certain that, I don't think they use that runway. I'd say they tend to use the main runway, and if you have a look, it's 11,000 feet long, so it's quite a long airport. Runway, I mean. So, just want to be sure of the, was that, I think that was 080. Let's bring that up again. I'm talking about wind direction. Now, the 070 at 8 knots, okay. So if we're going to be coming from 70, that means we're going to have a wind direction this way, which means it's runway 11. And if my memory serves me correct, that's an RNAV approach. Let's have a look. Let's just have a quick swizz at our legs first. Now La Par I know is going to be out of the question because La Par is for the other runway. So I might just run through the modes here quickly. Yeah, so if we go to Kings, and if we were going to use that other runway, which was, let's go back. That was 29. So if we were going to use 29, yes, we'd be following this course here. There's La Par. We don't want to go to Nuna, and Kitty would be out of it. So we're looking at Kings or Kigos. Hopefully we can pick that up. No such luck. Well, back there again. Let's go and have a look at our sectors, eh? could be a sector A, couldn't it? Okay. Now that was the gate arrival. We don't want that one. That's definitely not the one. Try the Donya. It's going to be close. There's runway 11 there. Though we won't be going all the way out to sea, we just want to be coming up from here, so that one's not exactly the one. Gate is out. Vegpu I think is out. We'll try a Wangi. Well, yes, Wangi's probably okay. Did we have Wangi on our... go back up one, eh? Okay, there we go. Wangi Kigos. So we want this. This is the one, except we want a runway 11, and there we go, up here and in here. Right. It gives us something. Okay, so it's not 29, it's 11, and it's an RNAV approach. GNSS. So it'll be that one. So we'll be wanting to hook up with either Delta Romeo Whiskey Echo, or better still Delta Romeo Whiskey Delta. Okay, let's try it. So there's our RNAV Z Zulu 11. Vegpu, Wanga 8, Donu Gator, Vegpu, Wanga. I think it was a Wanga. Let's just go back here. Wangi. Wanga. There's our 3 waypoints into the RNAV, but we'll just see how we go here. I think that one. And was it Echo? I think, was it Echo? No, it was Delta. That one. All right, let's see what mess we've got here. So Wangi, Kigos, that's okay. Kings, Kitty Nunes, no, it's definitely not La Paz. So if I put Wangi and override Wangi here, yep, I think we're in business. Let's have a look through our modes. We've got a bit of a loop there we don't need. Go back to previous page. Start off from scratch. Here's the swing around. So we've got given. Where's given? That must be it in there. Next one is a lot. Then it looks like it swings back. I think goes over to Nassix. Then it goes to DR, WWND. Alright, I think I know what we can do there. We can go to Wangi, we can go to Kigos, we can go to Kings, and then we can go straight to Delta Romeo Whiskey Whiskey Delta by putting that here and going there. Didn't work. Yes, it did. Previous page. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Why to just take it out to 5 nautical miles. Wangi, Kings. There we go. Swinging onto the RNAV approach. Oh, okay, next thing to do. Minute ref. We can have a 30 degrees at 146. We can have a 40 at 139. But we'll go to 30. 30 degrees. 146 plus 5. 151. We could slow it down if we have to. So no ILS frequencies to worry about, no courses to worry about. We can put some fixed rings in. I'm going to do a 20. I'm going to do a 10. Do a 5. Done. Oh, look at this. It's getting late, is it? It looks like we might be in for a late night approach, or a twilight approach. Temperature outside's minus 29. I like to play it safe. All right. So missed approach on this is going to be fairly simple if I remember right. Transition level is 10,000. Runway elevation is 103. And what do they say about missed approach? Track direct to Delta Romeo Whiskey Hotel and track 106. Climb to 3,000. I think that's hotel down here. Pretty well just straight out. Now we should have some decision height stuff. And initial approach at 3. That's at Delta Romeo Whiskey Wisco, India. Oh yeah, that's where we're coming in. Yep. Got to be at 3,000. Probably be a bit of a sharp turn there. Let's have a look at decision height. LNAV, VNAV, straight in landing. LNAV. .430. See what we've got, Barrow or radio. Okay, let's switch to Barrow. Whoa, overshot then. It's at 430, wasn't it? Yep. And we know that our QNH is according to active sky, unless it's changed. Still showing 1011. Welcome back, Charlie. Looks like I'm in for an RNAV approach, coming in over the ocean. That's not the ocean, by the way. It's late in the afternoon and we're getting sort of a misty look about the place. I was curious, I wonder whether I am on real time. Let's have a look. We should be on, let's go for real time anyway. It's going to be much the same time, I think. See what happens. Oh, a little bit brighter. Even with default, I'll just turn that down. Even with default scenery, you can see that this part of Australia is just very dry, desert, not a lot of vegetation at all. I should have switched this over to that. Turn up the sound a little bit more. And we've got 186 nautical miles to top of descent. See if my time matches now. There's 1 hour difference there. That's the outback, all right. But as barren as it looks there, you still have big station, cattle station properties around, particularly in the north of Australia, the Northern Territory, top end of Queensland, and the top of Western Australia, where we are here at the moment. And what I'll do is just let's have a quick look at a map. Well, see, that even gives you an idea. See, there's pretty well much of nothing. It's trying to draw itself here. You could see from that there's no settlements, there's not a lot of towns up there. I'll come back out a bit. Right, here we go. This is the Joseph Bonaparte, what do they call it? Bonaparte Gulf. So we'll be cutting across that to come up to Darwin up here. And all this here, this is all crocodile country. I've actually travelled across here, all around this area, all around Darwin and into what they call Arnhem Land. All of this is basically where a lot of Aboriginals control a lot of the areas, all around their settlements around here. Charlie, my server, is it? Yep. Oh, it seems to it's just fluctuating between in OBS, it's just fluctuating between green and, is that orange, I suppose. And I am getting error messages up, so sorry about that, guys, if it's staggering along. Should be coming up to top of descent soon. Let's look outside now. Ooh, frame rates there, bang. A mobility instructor, oh yeah, from Australia. Yes, Alberto, we're all nice people. Some of us. I don't know what it's like for you guys over there, but some of our citizens, so to speak, our citizens are stuck in some countries and they can't really do much. I think there's some of them stuck over in South America and Central America, and the authorities don't want to know. It's not a nice situation to be in when you can't find transport to get home, and you're probably dying to get out of the country that you've been visiting. She missed it. Yeah, I can understand that. And one thing about the north there, where I'm flying, Darwin has got to be one of the hottest, sweatiest places you could ever live. There's an old saying that it's like walking around in the hot sun with a blanket wrapped around yourself. But I've actually been there in the winter time, and their winter is like our summer where I live. It's just, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they stand it. I could not live there. And after all, it is reasonably close to the equator, so you know, it's in the tropical zone. But where I live in Cairns, North Queensland, is also in the tropical zone, but Darwin beats it when it comes to stinking hot weather. Oh, it's terrible. And it seems the frames have settled down now. The OBS is sitting nicely on green, 30 frames per second. I think it's pretty well just fluctuations. I know XP likes his peanuts, but I just grab a few boiled sweets. Well, you guys would call them boiled candy, I would imagine, over in the States. Yeah, Birdo, I must admit, I don't like the humidity. The heat I can handle. So, for example, if you go down to South Australia, around those areas, because the desert winds are dry, it's not unusual to be. Well, I've been there in 47 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's got to be well over 100. The thing is, you perspire, and because it's dry, the perspiration evaporates. So all you got to do is just keep hydrating yourself. You got to drink water. They recommend you drink, a few cups of water every hour, half hour. But if you're in even 35 degrees Celsius up here where I live, and the humidity is anything above 70 degrees, your perspiration, it can't evaporate. So you feel all clammy, sticky. That's a bit I don't like. But our winters here are pretty good. The temperatures around Cairns probably wouldn't vary all year between, say, 28 Celsius, and then summertime 33, sometimes 34, sometimes 35. It doesn't change much the whole year. The only thing, of course, is summer brings the humidity, but winter here is extremely pleasant. Yeah, must be starting to get closer. How we're going? Yep, 80, just there, nearly 80 nautical miles to top of descent. So we'll be flying now, I think it's about an hour and 10, is it? I noticed that the stream shows hour 42. Yeah, so if we take off 30 minutes for loading aircraft, etc., that's about right. Just checking to see if anyone else is online at the moment, and I can't see anybody. Maybe Geo will be online shortly. Yeah, we're getting close. Yeah, okay, Captain Birdo. What time is it over there, just out of curiosity? Yeah, we're getting close to descent. And frames just took a big hit. Ooh, 16, come on, pick it up. Come on, get it up over the 20. Doesn't want to. About 10 p.m. Well, that frames it. Yeah. insider really takes a hit on the Zibo. Any second now, there we go. Got a bit of a headwind there. Not much though, only 8 knots. Drags required. And again, those frame rates. Don't need the speed brake anymore. Right, we've got to be at Wangi at 18,000 and 180, and another 26 nautical miles, and going to go quickly down to 8,000 or below, then to 6, then to 3. We'll be dropping down to 240 knots shortly. You can see an ortho tile coming up ahead here. There's a little runway there. Not sure what that one is. Let's see if we can show it, eh? Yankee Charlie, November, Papa. There's our decel point there. We've got a 25 knot crosswind off the nose. I need to be slowing down soon. It's starting to come down a bit now. We'll see the little arrow here, the pointer, shortly I would imagine. I think that, like I said, I think that turn is, that turn to the right's going to be a bit sharper to our one. Let's have a look. Put it to 30 degrees. We're on 030 heading at the moment. Coming up an hour, 20 nautical mile fixed ring. Let's have a look now, 18, now we're coming down. Thought we would have been slowing down a bit more, but it's coming down now. It's 17,000. So our outside temperature's probably dropping. Yep, we can get rid of that now. It should be Darwin in front of us, but we'll be go back over there and coming around. Can't see much from here. They're very odd colours there, aren't they? Well, this is all wetlands and full of crocs. It's one thing the Northern Territory's got plenty of. Come on guys, bring that speed down. Yeah, I would have thought we'd be, although when we hit this decel point I think we'll see something. Now we can see where our downwind course is going to take us there. Should start to see something here. There we go. Showing up now on this map chart, I think. You're spot on. Yeah, I think when we hit decel we should see some slowing down here because we're still flying along, yeah, 280 knots. Yeah, Captain Birday, you're just in time. We're coming into our descent now. We'll be going downwind. Okay, there's our decel. Now we're showing our pointer for 240. Drags required, I guess as much. Coming up to 11,000. Transition height, of course, is 10. Standard over to change the barrow over now. And let's get everybody sitting down. And we'll get our lights on. That brake can come off again. We've got to be at 8, I think. 8 or below in the next 7, so we're 10 now. We've got our auto brake set at 1 because it is a long runway. Should be able to pull up on a 1. And do I do something with the landing here? Let's have a look. It was 11, wasn't it? God, I should have remembered that. Of course. Let's have a look and see how we fill this thing in. Yeah, the wind. What was the wind? Outside February, I think QNH was 1011. And the wind, well, one way to find out. (120 at 7 knots). Landing weight, I have no idea. Landing weight. Oops, what are we doing here? Oh, we're turning. It's a landing weight here. That's something I'm going to have to learn. It's got to be somewhere, but I'll be honest, I don't know. How are we going for speed now? 233. You need to be at 210 or below. And at 3,000. So we're picking up some sort of a localizer here. And we'll be in for the turn very shortly. Got another decel point there, so that should bring us down to 210. And Darwin is over here. I think that's It's not very good, is it? There we go, that's us here. Oh, let's see how our deceleration is going. Come out to it. Go, Captain Geo, welcome back. Are you going to be flying? Okay, deceleration, we should be coming down. Here's our pointer. I think when we get into this turn, it'll probably even drag it down a bit more. This looks like our V path maybe, although it shouldn't. No, that's just how. This shows we're on the right angle. Should show up in a minute. And 235 knots. Here's a turn. I think we'll probably lose a bit of this is going to be quick. I'm going to take some flaps already. Drag required, yeah, I guess as much. Got to come down even further. We're too high. Come on down. Although we're still okay for 3,000 and above in the next 2.5. Down we go.
1,000 to go.
Thank you. Should be doing our turn. Yep, here we go. Now we should see some quick action. And here's flap 5 to slow her down a bit. We should be able to hit the hopefully we'll get that down below the glide path and we can hit the approach. Up she comes. It's getting close now. Okay, let's hit that. And it's going to capture it. That's good. I think we can forget that. Look, just arm the speed brake. 176 should be lining up there. There we go. Okay, we can drop our speed down. And we can come right down with the flaps and we can hit our landing gear. So there's your yep, there's your RNAV approach. And we figured out our VREF was going to be 151 or thereabouts. And we can come down to flaps 15 and get this out of the way. And we've got just 25. Looking good. I think I'll stick with the flaps 30 because we do have a nice long runway. We should get our 1,000 called out in a minute. And we can go flaps 30. Let's have a look. What have we got with our wind here? Only got a 7 knot and it's right on the nose, so hopefully there'll be not too much crabbing to worry about. And I suppose it'd be a good idea if I tell everybody to sit down.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude
Check.
set.
Okay, my aircraft.
Approaching 1-1.
Touch low. It's a bit better. Bit of manual trim.
500.
Minimums should be shortly.
Approaching minimums. 400. 300. Minimums.
Continue.
200.
Long landing, are we?
100. 50. 40.
Long landing, 8,000 feet remaining.
Hard landing? Yes, as usual. That wasn't good, was it? That was optimistic, Captain Reynolds, that's for sure.
80 knots.
Now, I think
3,000 remaining.
I think this is a backtrack, I think. What a shame. I should have probably gone for
2,000 remaining.
a 2 setting on the auto brake. Not to worry. Geo. I bet you that rattled a few teeth for people, for my passengers, but yeah, I don't think there's a. I think I do have to backtrack actually. Let's have a look. That's over to the RAF RAF base. Yep.
On runway 29.
Am I? EGLC to EGH, is it? In the TBM of the Cessna. Well, there's a big difference in speed there, GA. So welcome to Darwin in the Northern Territory of Australia. And there's a reason why this runway is so long, is because many years ago back in the days of the piston engine, there used to be a route between Australia and England called the Kangaroo route, and it was flowing in Constellations, super Constellations, that type of aircraft. And because they needed constant stops, this was the last stop in Australia before they flew up to, I think it was Singapore, something like that, or Jakarta. And because those aircraft did require quite a long runway, they extended this one. And it was used for quite a number of years. And of course then the Royal Australian Air Force jumped in and they used it too, but with the coming of the jet age and the 707s and all those, they didn't need it anymore so much. So it doesn't see anywhere near the traffic. Do get a lot of United States Air Force cargo aircraft in here when they're running joint exercises with the Australian defence people. And if I remember right, the air bridges up here aren't crash hot. So I suppose we could take this next one. See if they work. Don't know whether we've got any marshals here. Just some guy standing over there with nothing to do. Oh, this could be an auto park by the look of it. Yep, it is. Can't get any lower than that, can I? Oh, what a shame. Can't see what I'm doing. Go back here. No. Oh, it doesn't want to go down. I'll just stop there. I would have thought I'd had a better position. Can I use this spot? Oh no, I have to go outside and have a look then. Might have to do it this way, eh? Have to fix that up. Looks like I've got to come over that way a bit. Bang. Oh, all right, too far, okay. You didn't help. All right, up we go here. We can turn him off. We can turn them off. We can turn them off. We can put on our YPDNs. We can turn off some of these. And we can, what else can we do? Turn them off. We don't need the yaw damper anymore. I've already turned off our pitos. This is now on just steady. Anti-collision can stay on. Let's see whether I'll just check there to make sure our flaps are all the way down, which they are. Let's see if the air bridge comes over. Oh, come down. Doesn't look like it, does it? Maybe because I'm not little bit off centre maybe. It should have worked, shouldn't it have? Wonder if Sam will pull it over. Oh, wrong one. Try that again. Think it'll work? No, doesn't look like it. Manually by user. No, it doesn't work. Probably doesn't even work at all. Okay, that can go off, and let's do the replay. What do you reckon? Want to see my hard landing? It's looking good up until then. Yeah, bit hard. The landing speed indicator said anybody survived. I mean, that makes me feel good, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Well, okay. Yeah, I can see that I did come down a little bit there. Probably should have flared a bit more. I don't think this is going to be much of a view that we're behind the bloody tower there. Will I see anything? Not that it matters. I'll do some, yeah, if this doesn't look any good, I'll just run a couple of passenger seat views. There it is there now. Yeah, probably come in a bit too fast as well. Have a look at the wing view first, eh? We should see some. Here we go with some wing flicks now, shouldn't we? Oh yeah, that was like bang. That was a real thump. It'll look just as bad this side too. Yeah, it probably did come in a bit too fast. Oh, this aircraft needs new wings. Oh well. What do we got here? A kiosk. Oh. They sell books. I don't know what that one in the middle is. That's just a... What's that one? Oh, duty free. There we go. You should recognise this music, Geo. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for joining me today. I don't usually do any streaming this time, but I thought, well, seeing we're all sitting at home twiddling our thumbs, what better than we can do than fly? In fact, there's probably more flight simmers in the air than there are real pilots at the moment, don't you think? So, thanks to Captain Reynolds, Captain Rico, Charlie, thanks again Charlie for coming along, Geo, just going down the list now, Captain Berto, and I think, did I miss anybody? Still going down the list. I think I did. I think I got everybody, but if I didn't, thanks again, fellows, and we'll probably see each other online in the next day or so. I think there's going to be a few streamers coming out. By the sound of it, Geo will be, maybe HT, maybe CJ. XP said he won't. I don't think he's going to be streaming till about Monday. So in the meantime, we'll just see who's around. So again, thanks guys, and see ya.